Well, hello everybody, and welcome to my YouTube fans, to my YouTube channel, man. Hit that subscribe button. I'm messing with my light system today. I'm gonna try this in red, see what everybody thinks. So, if you don't like it, say something in the comments about it. Hit that subscribe button. But let's get the show cooking. I've got a long show to do today, guys. Well, hello, and welcome back to another scary edition of Ghost Stories Told from the South. I am your host, Stephen Lamouth, and I got some skelly stuff for you today, boys and girls. I've got some good old road stories, some haunted stories from some of the most haunted roads in the U.S. That's what we're going to be talking about today, and probably for the summer. So get you prepared for some road trips. Enjoy. Alright, I'll be normal now. How the hell is everybody? This is your friend, your host, Stephen Booth, man, with Ghost Stories Told from the South. This is episode 161. Yeah, 161. Yay! Alright, man. Well, like I said, I've got vacation this week, so I'm trying to cram a lot of episodes. I'm trying to do 3 in one night tonight. I'm on my second one, and I've got the YouTube channel going, so guys, go check the YouTube channel out. There are going to be videos coming up there. And I'm going to try today recording in red. And the voice, guys, I'm using the old, I guess it's called the old radio sound or something like that. Gives me that old AJ feeling. Hopefully it makes me sound a little bit more creepier, a little more scarier. So I don't scare you too bad, I hope. Alright, I'll quit being a jackass and get on with the show zone. Just want to say first and foremost, everybody, thank you to everybody who listens to the YouTube channel and the audio part, who listens to it on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, Pandora, Stitcher, Anchor. I mean, I'm pretty much on everything now, so reach us out there, tell your friends about us, and we're growing overseas too, and I like that too, guys. So thank you guys from around the world so much, man. You are awesome to me. Yeah. Sorry about that. It's late at night and people think it's Fast and the Furious in the neighborhood. Anyways, yeah, we got a good show for you. Like I said, still want to say again, thank you so much, guys. I don't know how much it makes me feel that people around the world listen to my show and like it. And I do this show outside. I do it in my house. You know, this is basically my son's room slash the recording room. So, yeah, it makes me feel good. I'm really humble. Just want to say thank you guys. You don't know how good it makes me feel because I don't make any money off of this yet. Hopefully one day I will. So I'm going to keep recording and posting, baby. But yeah, man. So don't forget to check out the Facebook page too. Ghost Stories Told from the South. So all right, guys. I will quit boring you now. And I've got all my shouts out, my thanks out. And like I said, check me out on Facebook. Ghost Stories Told from the South. You can send me an email at ghoststoriestoldfromthesouth at gmail.com, all lowercase, please. And if you don't mind, like I said, our podcast is on every platform where you can get podcasts now. We got the YouTube channel going, so everything's looking great for us. The YouTube numbers are doing really good. Thank you guys. So hit that subscribe button, guys, and give me a 5-star review. Make some comments. Tell me what you think about the show. And the comments that I do have, thank you. Even if they're negative and y'all think it sucks, hey guys, at least thank you for trying to listen to the show. And if you don't like it, hey, I'm sorry. So, anyways, let's get on with the show. So you know what that means. It's time to sit back, relax, Stoke the fire a little bit. Get it just a little bit more warm. Get you a nice warm blanket. Some hot coffee. Maybe some hot cocoa. Hit play and relax and lay back and be prepared to be scared. And watch out about going down these roads late at night. I hope you don't break down. Oh man, I'm such a dork. I don't care, but I like it. Anyways, guys, let's get on with the show. Okay, my daddy. Okay, ready? And click it and stick it, baby. Alright, guys, our first story is the Jeremy Swamp Road in Connecticut. Every year around Halloween, this isn't me talking, this is another person. And the names of the story have been switched to save the innocent. Okay, every year around Halloween, I visit my brother Hoss in Southbury, Connecticut. Being from California, I love seeing the fall colors, not to mention their celebrations of the old ways, like bonfires, apple picking, and of course, the area's many ghosts. Constantly, this year just before I left, I came across an article about the most haunted roads in the U.S. The first one on the list began being Jeremy Swamp Road. To my surprise, where am I at? To my surprise, this infamous highway was in Southbury, just a short drive from my brother's place. This road is famous because over the years several people had disappeared there, never to be seen again. From people whose cars had broken down to those who had gone hiking. Even an entire scout troop has supposedly vanished without a trace. Ooh. This article went on to mention numerous sightings of strange melon-headed people. You gotta look that up, the melon-head people. It's a real disease. It's like they were born with its deformity and their heads were like fucking watermelons. I'm not trying to be rude or be funny, but I feel sorry for them. It's, yeah. Anyways, okay. So were these legends or were these some truth in what occurred on this road? Needless to say, I told my brother that we had to pay Jeremy Swamp Road a little visit. If we were lucky, maybe I'd be able to connect with whatever was out there, and we'd finally find out the truth about what really happened on this now infamous road. I wouldn't want to connect with anything out there. Hell no, you fucking crazy? I would go out there and maybe want to see something and then run when I seen something. Okay, where am I at? Okay. If you hear any loud stereo, the kids, this is their first week off of school, and like I said, I took the week off. So yeah, we're just kind of staying up late. So they're staying up late playing the PlayStation, listening to their phones, their Spotify's, and jamming out. So if you hear any distant music in the distance, it's my kids. Sorry for that. Alright. Let me first say that we all seen those shows where people go ghost hunting and see flashes of lights and hear weird sounds in that so-called haunted house. That's fine. I definitely believe them. But after my experience on Jeremy's Swamp Road, I think this tops them all. Not only did I meet a spirit that told me that it was not the one. Okay, take this back now. Met a spirit that told me that it was not the one responsible for the disappearance, but it actually let me capture its image on my phone's camera. Over the years, I've channeled many things. I've also reported orbs, which isn't usually, since most of you reading this have done this yourself. For those that haven't, there are moving lights captured in film at night and said to be spirits. As you all see, there were also involving orbs there that night. At what the Phantom said about why it was there, everything seemed to make sense. It had to do with something I'd channeled before. And no, I did not doctor this photo. In fact, my brother's phone's camera was on live, which means that the picture being taken actually records a second or two of movement as it takes pictures. So I could actually see the entity appear. The sound it made added to the total effect. And in case you're wondering, there was no moon that night, so it was pitch black. Therefore, there was no light to interfere with the image. At this point, you're probably saying to yourself that she's nuts. That this cannot possibly be a real photo of a phantom or a spirit. Maybe you're telling yourself that there's nothing there and you don't really see a face. Well, sometimes I kind of discard shit when I hear it, and I know in my head that it's probably something because I'm going like, okay, all the dogs are in here, the kids are in here. I just chalk it up to something. Even though the ghost side of me is like, I think that might be something, but I never go check it out or act on it. So, it's not that I'm skeptical, I just tell myself that so I don't scare the shit out of myself, because I scare pretty easy. I'm pretty jumpy. Alright, but believe me that this being is there, and his eyes are the ones I saw in the darkness and talked with before I took the photo. I really hope that this is safe. Oh, I really hope that this site allows you to see the beginning appear like I did. I have included both the original and the lightened photo. You can see the face of the being in both. It becomes clearer when it is lightened up. You can even make out its body. And I guess I should have went to try to find this picture so you could find it and look at it. I need to start doing that when they recommend, because they recommend me stuff to look at when I'm researching it stuff, but I never go check that far out. I guess I better fucking start doing it, huh? What a good host I am. Okay. Since I've never told and shown you what I saw, I decided to try and reconnect with the entity, spirit, or phenomenon, or the phantom. Again, to see if it has anything else it might like to tell me. Wow. That's crazy. Why would you want to just volunteer to do that? All right. Here is a brief. It's a little part of the. This part of the story is called "A Brief Conversation with the Spirit on Jeremy Swamp Road." It says, "Cherry, When I met you and you looked into when I met you and I looked into your eyes, I knew I had nothing to fear. I asked you then if you had anything to do with the disappearance that had taken place on this road over 3 years. You answered by saying no. They were taken. You you then told me that this was a crossroad. I guess this is her talking to that spirit the second time. I asked you then if you had anything to do with the disappearance that had taken place on this road over the years. You answered by saying no. They were taken. You then told me that this was a crossroad. Do the do these crossroads have anything to do with the road souls travels on travel on once they pass? Does it uh, does it pertain to what I channeled before? This is a pretty in-depth conversation. Okay, the Phantom said, "You see me now as you see me now as you see me then. I am merely a messenger, a sender of souls on their way, nothing more." Ooh, that's fucking creepy. Cherry. So Jeremy Swamp Road is a crossroad in the sense that it is a road of light on which souls travel from one place to another. The Phantom replied, "That's right, nothing more. A brief a brief respite on a journey of light. All must travel this path, and some do so there in its time, in its place. I'm but a messenger, nothing more." I think this guy is fucking Edgar Allan Poe. Yeah, I think this guy wrote The Raven. Nevermore. There are others that do more. I only give them what is needed to move along. Do you wish to travel this road? Whoa, I'd be like, pump the brakes. I'm going to quit talking to this son of a... Alright, Cherry. Not at this time, thank you. I actually came that night looking for answers about those that disappeared on this road over the years. Did you have anything to do with that? They were taken, not by the spirits of light, but by those that live in a different world. That was long ago, but still happens when the moon is full. Beware, my world, my time, my abilities are not relative to your world. My duty is to be of use to those. Sorry, got an itch on my head. Okay, my duty is to be of use to those that enter the realm and passing along into, excuse me, into the next step. They must journey always ahead, and I send them where they go to active that purpose. I do nothing to encourage those to seek the other entities, only to keep light shining so that there are no outward occurrences that may cause harm or do injustice to those that travel. Do you understand? Yes. Has anyone tried to interfere with its paths of light? They cannot. hate it when they do this parentheses shit. Okay, they will never cease as long as there are souls that must travel. I'm here to bring the message to them. Why did you appear to me that night? Because you called and we were not afraid. Because you understand the purpose of this place. You're not afraid, so useful to our to so okay. You are so useful to our plot. Oh, well, man, this is a long ass conversation. Is there anything else you can tell me about what happened to those that disappeared on this road? That is not my guess nor my duty, and so we'll release you to that project with a word of advice. Excuse me. Do not travel here unless you wish to become one of the taken. For all our suspectable to things that they can never see but are there. This road welcomes sanitary to those that travel the light. It does not, wait, that does not for others that do not. So beware. So basically he's telling her to back off, quit coming here, you will join us. I thank you for the truce. I know you're I thank you for the truce. I honor you for the task you do, and hope that when I do travel the road of light, we meet again one day. And then the Phantom said, so be it. This is her and her in conclusion of the conversation she had with its spirit. There are many things out there that we do not understand. Some of them are scary, while some, as you just read, are not. The entity I encountered on Jeremy's Swamp Road has a very important purpose, and isn't as most would suspect too scary the Bee Gees out of the ghost hunters. In all of my time connecting with different entities, I have never captured an image on camera like I did that night. That's not to say that I have not seen some strange beings, just that they have presented themselves of clearly as the phantom on Jeremy's Swamp Road. Excuse me. Although I never found out what really happened to those that went missing, I did learn that the same road everyone finds so scary is also a welcoming path of light in the ghostly phantom that others may have seen is actually a guide on his journey ahead. Of course, if you're not quite ready to take this journey, or as our friend said, or taken, then I suggest staying off Jeremy's Swamp Road when the moon is full. Luckily for Bob and I, there was no moon that night. Then again, was it luck? Well, yeah, because I was fixing to say you ended up talking to that one guy, you weirdo. That's creepy. I mean, that's one thing that, I guess will bother everybody about the afterlife. I mean, no one really knows for sure if you go here or go there or do what, because nobody can be alive to tell it, so it's kind of, you never know. But I got one little bit other stuff to talk about on the road. There are There are eerie stories about the roads across Connecticut, including Jeremy Swamp Road in Southbury. According to an urban legend, drivers in stalled vehicles on this road have vanished before their trucks before their tow trucks arrive. So what happens is these people break down on the road. They call the wrecker and say, "Hey, I'm broke down on this road. Can you come get me?" "Yeah, I'll be there in 5 minutes or 2 hours, whatever." Driver gets there and there's no trace of this person whatsoever. And then they've been attacked by melonheads. Per the New England Historical Society, the creatures look like small humanoids with oversized heads and survive by eating small. Stop!
How much longer do you have left?
Oh my God, can you wait? I'm almost.
Okay.
Jesus, I'm right in the middle of recording. I'm sorry about that. Okay, creatures, they stay alive by eating small animals, stray cats, and human flesh, usually the flesh of teenagers. The humanoid creatures and also the folk are also the focus of folklore in Ohio and Michigan. Yeah, that's another side story I need to look up and talk about. Maybe I'll do that next week or next couple weeks. Look up the melonheads. That's a real thing, guys. That is a real thing. Stephanie, what? Let me get my daughter back in here. She's the one who came bugging me. Come here. What do you want? What?
Are you done?
No, I'm still going. What?
Where are the pliers? I'm stealing those. I'm turning my air conditioner on low because it's cold in there and it feels like ants. Ow!
Well, shut the door so I can go back to recording.
Don't yell at me.
I'm sorry about that, guys. All right, our next story we're going to talk about is, where am I? The Bloody Bridge. Is it? Yeah, Bloody Blood Bridge. Let's go to Bloody Blood Bridge. Let's go to Bloody Blood Bridge. Bloody Blood Bridge. Alright, everybody. Come on, everybody. Sing the song with me. Shit, that was just one. Here we go, baby. Alright. Everybody ready on the YouTube side? I'm ready, baby. Alright, our next story is the Bloody Bridge in Wisconsin. The story goes, a young bride was killed on her wedding night in an auto accident on Bloody Bridge Road. The investigation of Bloody Bridge Road is actually Highway 66. Nobody at the Stevens Point Police Department has any recollection of a bride ever having been killed on this road. Here's some of the reported ghost sightings. While driving down this road, a police officer witnessed an apparition of a young bride standing in the middle of the road. Unable to stop in time, his vehicle struck the figure. He stopped his car and looked back to see if her body was still laying on the road, and was startled to find the Bloody Bridge bride sitting in the back seat of his car. Ooh. Here's the first dare. If you drive down Highway 66, you will see the Blood Bridge standing on the side of the Bloody Bride, standing on the side of the road, still wearing her wedding dress or her wedding gown. Here's dare number 2. If you park your car on the Bloody Bride Bridge after midnight and look in your rearview mirror, you will see both the groom and the bloody bride sitting in the back seat of your vehicle. That's what that little bit. Let me see what this little bit is I've got on it. Highway 66 in Stevens Point, Wisconsin is better known for its folklore and its authentic authentic as the Bloody Bride Bridge. According to legend, a bride to be was killed in a car accident on her wedding night, and continues haunting that stretch of road. So it's not just the bridge she haunts. She haunts the roads too. She, along with her ghostly groom, are said to appear in the back seat of any car parked on the bridge at midnight. Visitors to the bridge have reported not only apparitions, but also strange fogs and rock formations. There are even stories of police officers who hit the Phantom Bride with his car, only to have her appear in his back seat with the groom. The rock formations are perhaps easily explained as the work of bored college students from the nearby university. Any apart case of the apparitions and fogs remains more difficult to discard. Excuse me. Despite reports of that's how I sound sometimes when I read. I'm sorry. Despite reports of a bloody woman in white appearing in the middle of the road, leading to the Bloody Bride Bridge, no record has ever been found that shows a woman died there. Not is there any evidence that a police officer encountered its spirit. That does not stop the locals from passing the legend around, of course. It remains a popular spot to visit around Halloween. So if you're not busy around Halloweeny, go check that place out. Tell me what you think, guys. What was that? I wish they would stop. Alright, we still got some more. Told you these episodes would be a little longer. Alright, what we got next, everybody? Boyscout Lane. Boyscout Lane. Boyscout Lane. All right, our next story is Boyscout Lane in Wisconsin. The location is Stevens Point, Prodigy County, Wisconsin. The reported story is the road got its name because of a traffic event that occurred here. One version is that a troop of Boy Scouts on a camping trip were murdered by their bus driver on its isolated road. Another version of the story is that a Boy Scout troop mysteriously disappeared on its road and was never seen again. A third, a third story is that a troop of Boy Scouts were camping here and some of them were wandering around at night and accidentally dropped a lantern, resulting in a fire that killed the rest of the troop. There is no evidence of missing persons or a mass murder or a tragic fire. The road got its name because at the road got its name because at one time the Boy Scouts owned the land there and had uh, campgrounds there and buildings of the Boy Scout camp. Excuse me. The reported ghost stuff there is the road is rumored to be haunted. After dark, a swinging light that appears to be a lantern carried by somebody has been seen on the road. Supposedly, the light is carried by the ghost of a Boy Scout who was searching for the troop that they accidentally killed in the fire. Here's another little story I got. The Boyscout Lane, sometimes written Boyscout Lane, is an isolated road located in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. A number of ghost stories and urban legends have become associated with its road, including the fictional deaths of a troop of Boy Scouts. There has been some subject of several paranormal investigations and has been a hunt for youths hoping to experience the paranormal event. The land surrounding Boy Scout Lane is now privately owned and is off limits to the general public. According to a local urban legend, the road is named for a troop of Boy Scouts who were killed while on a camping trip in the 1950s or 60s. In some versions, the murderers is the troop's scoutmaster, in others, it is the bus driver. In other versions of the legend, a small group of Boy Scouts leave their camp during the night and accidentally drop their lantern, resulting in the forest fire that kills the entire troop. Stories circulating in the haunted travel guides include visitors reporting a strange sense of foreboding or being watched, the sound of footsteps, and breaking branches coming from multiple directions. Red or white lights, sometimes described as resembling swinging lanterns or flashlight beams, ghostly bustles or figures, and childlike handprints on cars stopped in or driven through the area. So, if you're ever around Boy Scout Lane, go check that place out for me. See what you got there, man. Alright, let's see what our next one is about. Alright, this one's going to be a little long. Not too long, though. Gonna give me a drink, gonna give me a drink. All right. Stevens Point. All right, the next story I'm going to talk about is Stevens Point. Now, this place is in Wisconsin, and the only reason I did this because there's a road that went through there, but there's all these other places in this area that's haunted. So I'm going to tell you about them. There's One, two, looks like 3 places to talk about here at Stevens Point. Okay, first we're going to talk about is the Club Forest Bar in Plavora. Okay, the Club Forest Bar in Plavora has a long and strange history. According to previous owners, the bar has a colorful past, rumored to have been a brothel and to be visited by the likes of Al Capone and John Dillinger. Although the bar's brothel and gangster days are long gone over, they believe the building is haunted by a spirit from its era. They claim the bar is visited by a former caretaker named Melvin. Sadly, Melvin was shot defending a woman from an unruly customer, or that he may still be looking for the woman. Incidents like jukeboxes, jukebox, jukeboxes turning off and on, television volumes being turned all the way up, and stools flying across the room. And most common when there is a man with a loud or forceful voice on the premise. Despite these spooky experiences, they say Melvin is welcomed at any time. So apparently he ain't too bad, and he don't like loudmouth guys apparently. So don't get there if you're loud and busterous. Here's the Haunted Bridge, perhaps the most haunted place in Stevens Point area. Are the haunted bridges. Red Bridge on the Cosamar Road, the Black Bridge, and the block. Oh, in the bloody bride, bloody bride bridge. I almost said bloody bride bitch. But anyways, and of course we know it's on Highway 66 near Jordan Park. According to local legend, a bride was killed on her wedding night on its location, thus giving it the name. The first encounter of the ghostly woman was by a police officer that, of course, we've heard that it's hit her, and then she was in the back seat of his car. We heard that story. Okay, he looked in the, okay, hey, the bride was said to be haunted, okay, especially, okay, the months, okay. Okay, here we go. Since all 3 brides are popular for fishing. Oh, wait. Since all 3 bridges are popular for fishing, fishermen on the waters late at night often have experienced with the bride, and the many local residents have heard their own story about the location. Passing this location during the day will be the encounter free, but beware visiting it at nighttime. You just might see something scary. Okay, and this is the Cottage Cafe. The Cottage Cafe in Provler is a well-known haunted location. Is a well-known haunted location in the area and has a strange history to match. The building was built in the 1850s, and 12 previous owners. Has been everything from private residence to a hotel to restaurant. Long ago, the Sawake family resided in the building, although they never publicly talked about the house being haunted. One of their children of the family remembers being scared of one of the upstairs bedrooms. Before the Sawaki family, the Paris family lived in the building. James Paris, the father, was a deacon of the local church, and outwardly talked about the evils of alcohol. This began apparent when the building was home to the Sherman restaurant, where glasses would fly off the bar. Renovations to the building allowed for the ghost residents to stir up trouble, including including slamming doors, shattering windows, flying plates, and more happenings on a daily basis in the restaurant. That is crazy though, and I've heard that so many times that every time these people go to renovate their house or restaurant or something, what happens? They start being haunted. So yeah, it's weird. Today, the owners of the building now of the College Cafe are sisters who are paranormal investigators and say that the ghosts are friendly and always welcome to the building. Although although the cafe is no longer in use for daily dining, spooky events are held there often, especially near Hallows Eve. Well, that's one. Well, it looks like we got one more story after this. And I still got one more podcast to record, but I'll be caught up with 3 of them, baby. Okay. Almost done with this podcast, yeah. Yeah, it's me burping, man. Okay. Let me get a drink. Owaissa. Owaissa. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Okay, our next story is the Owaissa Street in Wisconsin. I hope I'm saying that name right and not butchering the shit out of it. The Riverside. Oh, and this is going to be talking about some of the places on this street too. The Riverside Cemetery is located on North Owaissa Street Appleton, in Appleton, Wisconsin. It's known for the paranormal experiences. Some claim to have seen ghosts of past, oh God, of past mariners, dressed in old-fashioned clothing here. In the cemetery, visitors will find the tombstone of Kate Blood, another supposedly haunted spot. Although many of the stories about her life and death was or death are unfounded. Some say she was a witch who killed her husband and children with an axe, or maybe it was Kate who was murdered by her husband. Historians, however, have completely different explanation altogether. She probably died of tuberculosis. All right, now here's another story about the cemetery. See what they say. See how some people write on it and just say this, and some say more. I know why sometimes it's still kind of say the same thing, but sometimes they give us more information. Okay, the Riverside Cemetery in Appleton, Wisconsin, is home to one of the Wisconsin's most notorious legends, the grave of Kate Blood. Visitors have reported seeing blood dripping from the gravestone on a full moon night. Some have touched the stone and felt it to be warmer than any other nearby markers. All are drawn to the graves by the story that Kate Blood was a witch who murdered her husband and children with an axe. While most legends have some basic in fact. However, the stigma surrounding Kate Blood seems to be internally unwarranted. And some Appleton residents have made it their mission to clear her name. In reality, Kate Marcy, aka Katie Blood Miller, was a beloved member of the community with a tragic story of her own. She was 23 when stricken with tuberculosis and had traveled south to stay with her family in warmer climates. The Appleton Post writers said she soon died in Lawrence, Kansas, and her body was brought back to a grieving community by train. Worse yet, then Katie's succumbed to the then Katie died to the disease in 1874. She left behind a 2-year-old daughter. Kate's husband, George Miller, remarried and lived 42 years after Kate's death. His second wife is buried in the same plot. The fact that the grave is a bit off the beaten path, you probably wouldn't find it unless you know where to look. Has no doubled help promoting the myth. But just like Katie Blood, it wasn't really an axe murderer, which doesn't mean there haven't been strange things that have happened at her grave. Well, if y'all are from that area, let me know about this old gal and that cemetery and about that street in Wisconsin. Why is it so creepy and scary? Alright guys, I'm glad y'all joined me for this episode again, and thank you so much. It was awesome. I got one more to try to crack tonight. It's 10:30. I think I'm going to do one more, and then I'll be caught up for a couple weeks, at least 3. But remember now guys, go check out my Facebook, Ghost Stories Told from the South. Send me a friend request, I'll accept it. Look me up on any platform to look up for the podcast. Go check out our YouTube channel. It's all caught up. I want to say thank you to everybody. The numbers are looking good on the YouTube channel and my podcast numbers. So keep it up, guys. Thank you so much. Excuse me. Just want to say thanks, man. Thank you so much. And you guys continue to be scary, and we will see you later, man. Okay. Bye. And we will see you later, Mr. and Mrs. YouTubers. Y'all be great. We'll see you later. Remember, hit that subscribe button. Give me a 5-star review. Leave some good comments for me. We'll see you later, man. Bye.